So I learned a lot of different things while I was a bouncer. In fact, I attribute my time as a bouncer as to one of the reasons I got so good with women. And there were 5 critical things that I learned, all of which I'm going to share with you today. But one specific thing that I actually didn't think about when I was writing up notes for this is a lot of you guys listening are just awkward. You're socially strange. If you're just interacting with a handful of women each month, honestly, for a lot of you guys, that's just not enough. You need to have literally thousands or tens of thousands of interactions to understand the social subtleties, the social dynamics that would otherwise go unnoticed unless you had that experience.
The Unapologetic Man Podcast.
What is up, you legends? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the UMP. Happy Monday. I hope the weekend treated you well. And how many dates did you have? Did you get to have sex with a really hot girl? What? You had no dates at all? Or she was a canyon mule, a sea donkey, a mountain troll? Brother, what are you doing, man? We need to get you some girls, and we need to get you them now. Hotter girls. I'm talking 9s and 10s. Girls who you fantasize about and or masturbated to the last time you went on Pornhub.com with your frequent masturbator platinum card. Because I know a lot of you guys are not pulling girls that you want. I know that you want to up the caliber, up the level of quality. And if that's what you want to do, all you have to do is click the link in the description below and join us in my 3-month coaching program. It's just that easy, bro tendo. I have a 10 magnet production facility. Load you in the front and out the back after 3 months comes a 10 magnet who can attract girls on command. How awesome would it be if you could attract girls on command, go up to any girl, anytime, anywhere, and get her attracted to you? It's literally out of her control because attraction is not a choice. So if you're interested in working with us, let's have a conversation, man. No harm in a simple conversation. Fill out the application below. You and I will talk and see if we can get you to the results that you really want with women. One other thing I want to say before I jump into the content, I want to thank you guys for all the awesome, spectacular reviews that you gave me after Thursday's podcast. I asked you on that podcast to give me reviews, and I appreciate all the awesome ones that came in. I cannot thank you guys enough. And for those of you who did leave me a review and emailed me, I sent you that candied almond gift basket with a gold-covered grapefruit and a can of pickled salmon. And I know that you're stoked on that because that's what I do, bro. I always give back more than what I ask for in return. And of course, the box of Cuban cigars with the complimentary felt smoking jacket with my countenance stitched on the back. And it says Le Champion across the shoulders because that's what you are. And of course, bro, that's what I am too. So again, gentlemen, thank you so much for that. Honestly, sincerely, truthfully, I super appreciate you. I know there's a million things you could be doing. So not only listening to this podcast is appreciated, but especially leaving me a review. Thank you. Honestly, thank you. All right, boys. So some of you don't know that I was actually a bouncer for 5 years. What is a bouncer? It's a dude who works at a bar or a nightclub and basically tosses people out, checks IDs, throws out the trash, sees people having sex behind the bar in the fucking alleyway next to the trash can. I've literally seen people having sex in a pool of liquor that leaked out of the trash can. Homeboy was sitting on his butt and the girl was riding him. And I come out and throw out the trash and I'm like, what's up, guys? And I just walk by, throw out the trash, go back into the bar. Dude, it's crazy the kind of shit that you see, especially, by the way, on St. Patrick's Day. That is the craziest time. So I learned a lot of different things while I was a bouncer. In fact, I attribute my time as a bouncer as to one of the reasons I got so good with women because I got to interact with literally probably tens of thousands of chicks over those 5 years. And there were 5 critical things that I learned, all of which I'm going to share with you today. But one specific thing that I actually didn't think about when I was writing up notes for this is a lot of you guys listening are just awkward. You're socially strange. You are a little bit weird. You rub people the wrong way. You have some nerd mannerisms or like a weird energy that just puts people off. I see guys like this come into my coaching program all the time. Obviously, I can help them because honestly, largely it's in your head, your belief systems, your meta programs, your traumas, those things that happened to you as a kid. And my NLP will usually solve most of it. But one thing that a lot of pickup artist coaches don't talk about, and one thing I want you guys to consider, is the sheer number of women that you're interacting with. If you're just interacting with a handful of women each month, or even a couple dozen women each month, honestly, for a lot of you guys, that's just not enough. You need to have literally thousands or tens of thousands of interactions to understand the social subtleties, the social dynamics that would otherwise go unnoticed unless you had that experience. So because I've been a bouncer for 5 years, I've had so many experiences that I can see subtle nuances that a lot of guys can't see. And one of the reasons that I think I'm by far the best PUA coach that's ever come around is because I've had so many of those experiences, not only in my time in Arizona, just being a complete player and a complete douchebag, but soon after I moved to Colorado, being a bouncer for 5 years, also dating girls from the dating apps, cold approach, just going crazy, trying to get as many women as possible because, as I've admitted to you guys before, I was addicted to it. I was obsessed with it. I absolutely fucking love it. I almost feel like God put this inside of me, just this constant itch, this constant urge to figure out female psychology and attraction. It just interests me so much, and I'm always thinking about it. So when I was a bouncer, I was very cognizant of social dynamics. I was watching other people. I was seeing how girls reacted to me, and not to toot my own horn, but it was fucking crazy. It was a pussy parade, a pussy tsunami, a pussy avalanche, and it was absolutely ridiculous. I was able to experience that same level of success when I was in Arizona and then after I quit being a bouncer, but there was just something different about being a bouncer. Just the fact that you have a shirt on that says 5 letters on it, STAFF, staff, changes everything. Girls absolutely give you way more value than you should actually have, and this is point number 1. Value is important to get a girl attracted to you. What is value? It's your perceived social standing in a hierarchy of individuals. So if you go into a nightclub and there's a dude standing there with staff on his shirt, he automatically moves up in the social hierarchy because he works there. Now, the fact that I was getting paid, like $15 an hour or something like that at the time, dude, I used to not even pick up my checks because I had a pretty successful business at that time. I was just doing it for fun. I was just doing it to meet more chicks, frankly. So I'd pick up my checks like every month or something, and Deontay would always be like, bro, why won't you pick up your checks? I'm like, sorry, man, let me come get them. But the only reason I was there was to meet girls. And because I had those 5 letters on my back, girls would automatically give me the social power. Social power is necessary to get a girl attracted to you. So in addition to my advice to guys who are very socially inept, where I suggest they have to go out and literally talk to thousands of girls, and getting a job such as being a bouncer or doing a hobby such as yoga or something like that, and going to, let's say, a yoga retreat where you can speak to as many girls as possible in the quickest amount of time possible. What's also important is that you put yourself in a situation where you're in high social standing. So I have a lot of clients that come into my program and they're like, Mark, I'm going to take dance classes. And I'm like, great. What I want you to do is get good at dancing and then start your own little dance crew. And, or if you get so good at it, become the teacher. It's always the person that ascends to the highest social ranking that gets automatic attraction from women. So when I had staff on my shirt, chicks would just automatically defer to me. They would just automatically put me in the power position so I could go in with a much more I'm screening you approach rather than, oh, I'm trying to get you. You're a beautiful girl. No, dude, like I work here. And I worked at a place called Cowboy Lounge where we had to wear cowboy hats. And I had this super sick white Stetson cowboy hat. Fortunately, we had to wear red shirts that said staff on the back. And I don't know if you guys knew, but red is actually one of the most attractive colors a guy can wear. The other color, by the way, is black, which is why oftentimes I do wear black. I just like the color, but it also makes women attracted to you. So I had that motif going on, and I had several girls tell me that I was like the white whale. You guys ever read Moby Dick? Hopefully not. It's a horribly long, painful read. I was forced to read it in college, but Moby Dick, the white whale, is like that one whale that he couldn't get. Captain Ahab couldn't get. All the chicks wanted me. And it sounds arrogant. It sounds like I'm being conceited, but brothers, it was fucking crazy. I used to have lines of chicks who would be waiting to talk to me. And I swear I should have had a number machine where I'm like, now serving number 87, or you're around. Oh, okay, step right up, miss. You have 5 minutes. Go ahead, right? It was fucking crazy. I've had girls throw me up against the wall, yelling at me because I wouldn't have sex with them. This one chick in particular, she would drive an hour, get totally ready just to come see me. No friends with her, no other guys she wanted to talk to. She would just come and just stand there with me. And actually it was pretty annoying because she got into a fight with a bunch of other chicks who I was talking to. Drama. But brothers, the stories I've had a chick come up to me. First thing she says to me, she's like, I've always wanted to suck a cowboy's dick. And I was like, damn, dude, that's fucking forward, right? I could have easily taken her into the bathroom and got some sig duck, but I don't roll like that. And I've had all kinds of offers. Come to my hotel after, let me come home with you. Pick me up, Mark, because I'm drunk and I'm stuck at some other bar. Every situation under the sun. Threesomes thrown at me. Foursomes. That's where I had my first foursome. It's fucking crazy. And one of the big things was perceived value. I had staff written on my shirt. Literally 5 letters, boys. And girls would just be like, oh, he's a bouncer here. Not thinking about the fact that I'm making $15 an hour. Most of my coworkers who were also bouncers were freaking dirt poor, living in like hovels in downtown Denver. It's just perceived value. So whatever venue you're in, if you can be in the top echelon of value, then you will attract the women who are in that. Yes, boys, even a Dungeons and Dragons club, if you can be the dude who's at the top of that club, who's running it, better yet, you will get the girls in there attracted to you. Now, obviously, what's better, being a bouncer or running a Dungeons and Dragons club? Obviously, boys, the Dungeons and Dragons club is going to get you laid 10 times X what the bouncer position would. But all jokes aside, as long as you have value, you have attraction. Number 2, pre-selection. I have never seen pre-selection play out as gnarly as it did as when I was a bouncer. Why? I would be a bouncer and I'd basically be responsible to walk around, pick up people's drinks, break up fights, ask people if they're doing okay. And of course, what would I do? I'd always just be talking to chicks. So other chicks see me talking to other chicks. They get peanut butter and jealous, but they also get attracted. Women cannot help but get attracted to a guy who other women are attracted to. Now, there's a trick to this that I'm going to get to in number 5, but for the time being, number 2 is pre-selection. When I'm talking to all kinds of girls, other girls are going to get attracted to me. In fact, gentlemen, if you've been getting better with girls because you've been listening to my podcast, you've been going out to nightclubs, to bars, and trying this shit out, the next time you're talking to a girl, look around the room. You'll see other girls looking at you. You'll see other girls scowling at you. You'll see other girls so unbelievably jealous, it's just written all over their mug piece. They're like, "F that girl, I'm better than she is. Why is he talking to her?" And that's what you want. Pre-selection is not a choice, meaning women will get attracted to you without choice, even if they think you're a player, which a lot of girls did think I was a player. They thought that Mark must be fucking all these girls because he's literally got a line of chicks. And boys, I'm not even joking. I would literally have a line of girls waiting to talk to me. Now, was it like a queue where they're all standing perfectly in line? No, but there's just groups and I can tell, oh, that girl wants to talk to me. I talked to her last week. There's a girl right there who wants to talk to me. And they would all wait their turn to come up and talk to me because I had this like station that was kind of on the stage, but the stage was only like a foot higher than the rest of the dance floor. I would stand on the end of the stage, kind of looking for fights, looking to see if anything was going wrong. So you could see me easily as if I was the musician himself. White cowboy hat, red shirt. I was totally shredded at the time, had my sick tattoos, fucking could spit game like a silver-tongued salesman. It was over, dude. It was over. Girls would come up and just be like, hey, are you single? Hey, what's your name? Hey, all the time. It was crazy. So number 2, again, is pre-selection. When girls see you talking to other girls, they're going to get attracted to you. Number 3, a girl can both hate and love you at the same time. I have literally heard these words, one of which from that little fireball Latina that used to drive an hour, get all her makeup on, get her absolute best outfit on with her titties as perky as possible to come see me. She threw me on the wall, yelled at me because I wouldn't f*** her, literally screaming out loud, why won't you f*** me? Then she said, Mark, I fucking hate you, but I'm in love with you. And at that moment, I was like, what the f*** is wrong with these women, bro? I hate you, but I'm in love with you. We understand that emotional love is different than logical hate. Or it can be said that she could hate you emotionally and love you emotionally, because the love emotion, the attraction emotion, is something that doesn't have to do with her logical hate of you. A girl can absolutely hate your guts and still sleep with you. A girl can hate your guts and still fall in love with you. A girl can hate your guts and still want to marry you because she's so attracted to you, she's so obsessed with you. That's how powerful attraction is, gentlemen. I always say to my clients, and I'm going to say to you on this podcast, attraction is not a choice. If you have enough attraction, you can do anything. That girl who drove an hour, it's not the first girl who's done that for me. I used to have a girl who lived in LA. I lived in Newport Beach at the time. She would drive like an hour and a half to 2 hours sometimes in traffic. Anytime I wanted her to come down, she'd get all her makeup on just to have sex with me. And then I'd be like, hey, you got to go. I got to wake up early tomorrow morning. I was an asshole. I totally was, and I admit it. But if you get enough attraction, you can get a girl to do anything. So make no mistake, gentlemen, even if a girl doesn't like you, like she says, oh, he's such an asshole. I hate that guy. I would never sleep with him. She may just sleep with you. She may just sleep with you. Now, again, there's the I hate him because he's an asshole kind of hate. And then there's I hate him because he's creepy, he's gross, he's coming on too strong, he's needy. You don't want that kind of hate him. You want the I'm frustrated at you. I can't get you. You're a dick. You're a player. You have all these girls and I want to be that girl that you like the best. Oh, I'm in love with you. And I have not only heard that from the Latina chick, I've heard it from probably like 5 other chicks during my stint as a pickup artist. It's crazy, brothers, what women will do once they're attracted to you. And that gets into number 4. You want to see Stalker Texas Ranger? Then get a girl super goddamn attracted to you, because when I was a bouncer, I hooked up with a girl, and this is going to go into number 5. I hooked up with a girl, then the other girl who I was hooking up with before that found out about it. She went Hurricane Melissa on my ass. She knew where I parked my car. And by the way, you should never tell a girl where you park your car if you're going to be a player like I was. She fucking went to the parking garage because I used to park it in this parking garage. There was one individual space at the very top of the parking garage, and there was a door right there to the stairs where there was a brick that held it open. You guys know what I'm about to tell you, right? There was a fucking brick there. She goes up to the top floor on a Thursday night. Sure enough, my car's there. Grabs the brick and freaking overhand throws it like a soccer player through my passenger window. So I get off my shift, go up to my car, see what happened, and immediately I was like, Hurricane Melissa. I know it was Melissa. Damn it. Because when she saw me with that other chick, she's like, Mark, you're a fucking slut. That's what she said. You're a fucking slut. And I was like, what, dude? You and I broke it off a couple weeks ago, right? So she found my car, freaking threw a brick through it. I had to find a new parking space. I had to drive around with duct tape on my car window like a goddamn idiot. And chicks will go Hurricane Ashley, Melissa, Sarah, fill in the blank. So when a chick is sprung enough, she will stalk you. She will make lies to try to keep you. I've had a girl say that she was pregnant when she wasn't, which has probably happened to a lot of my listeners. They will go Stalker Texas Ranger on you in a ghillie suit in your backyard with the freaking sniper rifle trained on your head as you're banging out some other chick. So this goes to my 5th and final point. When I was a bouncer, I learned very quickly. I actually learned this quickly in Arizona. But do not hook up with other girls in front of other girls. That means do not kiss them. Do not even touch them. Do not express too much interest. Do not show too much interest. You can express interest with your language, but what I always did, especially when I was a bouncer, I wouldn't touch them. I would not fucking touch them because I have been yelled at by many different girls just for touching a girl's hand, maybe holding their hand a little bit. Oh my hell. One time I made out with this girl on stage. Remember I told you about that place where I stand and I can see everybody? I made out with her. She was so banging, bro. And she came up to me and we're like flirting. It was just on. And I'm like, fuck it, dude. I want to kiss this chick. So I'm making out with her. And then at the end of the night, I'm like getting people out. I'm like, go on, get it, right? Because I'm like the cowboy getting people out of my bar. Go on now, get it. And these 3 girls come up to me and they're like, you fucking asshole. We liked you. We thought you were higher quality. We saw you making out with that girl. You're a piece of shit. What does your mom think of you? And I was like, actually, I'm probably going to text my mom right now because she's damn proud of me, right? And I made a joke out of it. But what I realized is that girls get peanut butter and jealous. They get butthurt. They hyperextend their vaginas. So what I realized is you want to talk to lots of girls. Girls need to think that you're attractive to other girls, but here's the deal. They can't think that you're hooking up with all those girls. Now, occasionally hooking up with all those girls will work for you, but the best creme de la creme, perfect amount of salt and sugar into your pie is where you're talking to lots of girls, getting those girls attracted to you, but not touching them. Not obviously taking their phone number, and God forbid, boys, not making out with them in front of all the other girls. Then what you do is you tell each girl that she's different than the other girls. So you say, you know, Sarah, as I'm talking to you, you're really different than a lot of the girls I talk to in here. You just seem more sophisticated. You don't really seem like a bar girl. You seem like you have your shit together. Is that right? And then she's like, oh yeah, of course that's right. All these other bitches are sluts and whores, and those girls, I'm better than they are. And then I go and say the exact same thing to the other girls. And every single girl thinks she's number one in my book, which does what? It makes her think, yeah, Mark talks to lots of girls, but he's not touching them. He's not getting their phone number. He's not kissing them. And he said he likes me the best, so he likes me the best. Then what I do is when I'm not working, text them. So I'd be yanking phone numbers, and I used to have this corner of the bar that was dark. That I'd be like, hey, Amy, come over here. And then I'd hand her my phone and be like, put your phone number in it. I never do this, but you're super cool. You're different from all these girls, so put your phone number in it. Then I'd have all these phone numbers of the highest quality chicks. I wouldn't yank the phone numbers of girls I didn't want because that's blown up in my face too. And then I'd text them when I'm not at work. Why wouldn't I yank phone numbers of girls I didn't want? Because when you don't text them, they get pissed. And this is what I call the Tempe turnaround. When I wouldn't text a girl, she'd come up to me, be like, you didn't text me. And I'd be like, yeah, I did. I texted you like 10 times. You didn't reply. I was on the corner of my bed in the cannonball position crying like a schoolgirl for 2 weeks, Kelly, because you didn't text me back. She's like, no, you did? I didn't see it. Are you sure? Like, oh yeah, I totally did. Anyway, I got to get going, and you walk away. But dude, what being a bouncer taught me is if you're in a high value position, on top of which you can spit game, and you have other girls into you to which you're talking to but not touching, not obviously hooking up with, it is a goddamn pussy avalanche. And I hate to use that seemingly feminine, deprecating term. And of course, I love women. I absolutely cherish them. I think they're the most beautiful beings on the earth. But I'm trying to get across to you how it works. Guys come into my program. They have nothing. Then they get like a little bit here, a little bit there, and then something clicks. Just the way you talk to girls, the way you behave, the NLP, removing and replacing belief systems, all this stuff happens where it just clicks, and then it's a pussy avalanche. And that's what I was telling my boys. I'm like, dude, buy condoms, bro. You're about to need them, straight up. You're about to need them. And I legit have to teach guys how to manage all these girls with spreadsheets, which is exactly what I mentioned in Thursday's podcast. You have to keep spreadsheets because you're getting all these chicks. So for those of you guys listening, obviously the vast majority of you aren't going to be able to go be a bouncer. But what I want to suggest is put yourself in a situation where you're able to talk to a continuously updating stream of hot girls. And when I was sending out my intention to the universe before the universe brought me this bouncer position, my intention was I want to meet a stream of continuous hot girls who are super sexy and super into me and who will get lost once I have sex with them and I don't want to see them anymore. And that's what the bar was, dude. Once I banged out a girl and I kind of like said, hey, you know, I don't really feel like we're a good fit for one another, she would just stop coming to the bar. And then there would be new girls that came through. And it was just a freaking pussy avalanche. One time, however, this dude left a review about Cowboy Lounge in Denver, which has since closed, by the way. That's where I worked. And he said it was a gay bar. So for like 2 months, all these gay dudes came in and they're like, hey, are you gay? And I'm like, no, dog. Like, I'm the first thing from gay ever. Why are you asking me that? Because somebody said this was a gay bar. And I was like, no. I was like those memes, right? It's like, no, right? Fortunately, that went away after a couple months. But dude, that was some of the best 5 years of my life. I mean, you guys can tell how pumped up I get. And I still go out with my hot girlfriends and I get similar results. But dude, that was just next level. I've never seen shit like that before. It was crazy. I should do some podcasts just about stories of some of the shit that happened there. One story is I had to choke a dude unconscious with my jujitsu, which was pretty sick. He was getting rowdy, bloodied my lip, so I got him into the rear naked choke, and he was out, and he drooled all over my arm. He fell on the floor, and then I had to pick up his legs, because what you do when someone passes out is you pick up their legs and hold them up so the blood goes to the brain. So I'm picking up his legs, and then he like wakes up and he gets up. He's like, I'm sorry, man, I'm leaving right now. And we always had two police officers, both of which were my friends, but we had always two police officers out front. They came in, they're like, dude, what happened? And I'm like, I don't know. He just fell, right? And then he left and that whole thing happened. So there's so many stories like that. It was such a good time. And oh my God, dude, I've never gotten that much attention from women, and it was pretty damn gratifying. So again, if you're socially awkward, you just have that weird kind of vibe about you that pushes people away, you literally need to have thousands, if not tens of thousands of interactions with women in order to kind of get rid of that stank. And one of the best things you can do is become a bouncer. By the way, in my program in week 5, I give an entire list of over 150, I believe, ideas for what we call top of funnel. It's how to meet more girls, how to be in the alpha position. And I give idea after idea after idea, not only all my own, but also from clients, past friends, guys who are also good with women. But I want you to think about, what can I do where I'm meeting lots of girls and I'm in the alpha position? If you could put yourself there, you too might have an experience like I did, which was honestly one of the best experiences of my life. There's nothing like being able to pull girls on command. Nothing feels better. So gentlemen, I do appreciate you listening. If you want that same power, I could give it to you, man. I honestly feel like I'm by far the best dating coach that's ever come around because I've had so much experience. I've been a 0 where I couldn't look at a girl, let alone go talk to her, to the stories that you heard where I was, for all intents and purposes, a rock star with my game. And I'm very good at teaching it to my guys. So if you want to get those same results, if you want to 10x your results with women, sign up below. Let's have a conversation. It's no obligation, man. Let's just talk, see if it makes sense. Then if it does, you're going to meet with my brother, my wingman, the absolute champion, Jared Nozzle, to see if we truly can get you those results and experience a 1-hour NLP session. So again, click the link in the description below, read all about it, fill out the application. You and I will talk, see if it's a good fit. And if it's not, it's all good, man. We'll part ways as friends. No hard feelings. Gentlemen, I do appreciate you listening. As a reminder, I drop podcasts on Mondays and Thursdays, so please stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you in the next episode. What is up, brother? Just wanted to thank you sincerely for watching this episode. If you've gotten any value whatsoever out of my content, the single best way to help me is to like, comment, subscribe, leave me a review. You have no idea how much that helps me. Also, if you're struggling with women and you want to talk to me personally about how I can help you achieve your goals with women, sign up for my 3-month coaching program below, and you and I will talk. Join us in the Unapologetic Army.